I've been wondering the same thing, and yet it just seems to be that the Democrats yelled louder and threatened lawsuits, and unfortunately, there was some discussions in the Secretary of State's office that they decided that it was better to enter into a consent decree with it. So again, we got to fight. This president deserves that. That's what we're doing for down here. That's why we're fighting to make sure that every legal vote is counted, and we'll see what happens then. But we're not going to just send over and lay it over just simply because the Democrats who now want to flood Georgia.
I think your governor, who could change the law by calling a special session, is basically given up down there. Kemp doesn't seem too interested in it as usual. Jim Jordan, you were right in that report, September 23rd. How did you know that this would all happen exactly as you predicted?
You could just see what Democrats were planning on doing, Sean. And right now, think about this, Sean. If you said before the election, we're going to keep the Senate, Republicans are going to gain 10, 12 seats in the House, President Trump's going to get 9 million more votes than he got 4 years ago, but he's not going to win. That's why 72 million Americans instinctively know something's not right here. And if you just look at the state of Pennsylvania, where unequal treatment of the voters in that state, some counties allowed voters to cure their ballots, some didn't. Some counties allowed pre-canvassing of ballots, some didn't. Some counties allowed satellite voting offices, some counties did it. And you can imagine which counties allowed those things to happen. So this is just like Doug said. We gotta get to the bottom of this. All the complaints that Ronna and Kayleigh mentioned, all the affidavits signed. What are the Democrats trying to hide? Let's get to the bottom of this. Let's count every legal vote. Let's figure out exactly what happened for the integrity of the American election system.
I watch your state of Ohio, and Matt, I watch your state of Florida. That you guys have had your problems, as I said to Senator Rubio. It was like there's no questioning the integrity. People of Florida have confidence in the outcome. People of Ohio have confidence in the outcome. Why is it this happens only in a few states?
Well, in Washington, it is even worse than you're reporting. My sources are telling me that part of the Biden transition plan would be making permanent these coronavirus changes to the voting process so that in every future election, there is this indiscriminate mass mailing of ballots that then is more difficult to verify after the fact. Now, in the state of Florida, the key change we made is that the mail-in ballots get counted in advance. So there's not an opportunity to have an unknown universe of ballots to allow a Democrat to catch up with some 4 a.m. dump of ballots into the back of the room in the middle of the night. Every Republican state legislator has an obligation now to pursue election integrity legislation in their state to ensure that we do not have these mass mailings of ballots. We deserve to know that the person who voted that ballot intended to vote that ballot. And once you get the ballots separated from the signature envelopes, it becomes very difficult to chase the fraud after the fact. You have to catch the fraud in the act. That's why Florida's laws create greater confidence in the outcome in the election. And look, Brian Kemp was a chief elections official for the state of Georgia. Why didn't he do the things that Ron DeSantis did during his transition to clean up the process, to ensure integrity, to remove the bad actors, and then to give our voters confidence?
He said tonight he won't call.
I think
he should.
I think that for Brian Kemp, it was more important that Kelly Loeffler beat Doug Collins than that Donald Trump beat Joe Biden. He could have set that Collins-Loeffler primary earlier. We would have had a more united Republican Party if that were the case.
Let me ask you this.
But in a close election, that stuff really matters. It really matters, Sean. And he did not put us in the best position to win.
Knowing all we know, real quick answers from all three of you. Jim Jordan, is there a chance we right this ship here?
We should investigate, and the Democrats should join us, as Marco said, Senator Rubio said. Let's figure it all out. When you have this many concerns, the American people deserve to know exactly what happened, and they deserve to know if it was fair.
Will Georgia get this Senate race right?
We're going to get a Senate race right, and we're going to get the president's race right. We're still in this fight right now.
Matt Gaetz?
I have every confidence that we will expose fraud. Whether it is sufficient scale to overturn the outcome of the election, I think that remains to be seen, and it's why we have a legal process to make that determination.
All right, thank you all. When we come back, Biden may be calling for phony unity. They haven't had unity in 4 years. They have some people on the left, like Robert De Niro, continuing to just demonize Trump and his supporters. We'll tell you what he said. Sarah Sanders, Katie Pavlich, as we continue. Thanks for being with us.